still continue talking about our control vowels. So we started yesterday and we talked about how if you see a vowel and an R next to it, the R is controlling how to pronounce that syllable. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some words and we're going to do some coding. So remember, our steps are going to be, we're going to code the word. You're going to label your vowels, your consonants. You're going to, if you see any split patterns, so you're going to label them and you're going to split either rabbit or ostrich. Then once you get to your R-controlled vowel, if you see that, what I want you to do above it is to write like a little hint, or like a little mention above it so you can see. So let's do this first one together. So I'm going to write the word. All right. So my first step is I'm going to code the word. So I have a consonant, a vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant. So I'm going to circle my vowels. So, I see in the middle that I have a pattern. So what pattern is this? Is it rabbit or ostrich? Rabbit. So I'm going to split in the middle. And then I see an R control vowel here. So I see AR. So I'm going to write here. And what does that AR sound like? R. We kind of sound like a pirate, right? So how do we say this word? Harness. Harness. Good. Now I want you to, you have about 4 more words on your papers. I want you to do the same steps. Code, circle your vowels, find where you divide, where you split, and then I want you to make note of where your R-controlled vowel is. Keep going. Okay. Good. I'm going to stop you guys here because you are right on track today. So what we're going to do is we're going to pronounce the next 2 words. So first we started with harness. How do we say this second word? Elder. Good. Andrea, can you pronounce the second word for me? Container. Beautiful. All right. So good job. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move into reading a passage, a set of passages, and some questions. So in our mini lesson this week, we're talking about how we read 2 texts that are in a similar in the same genre, and we figure out what the similarities and differences could be, right? Yes. So what we're going to do, I'm going to hand you this passage and questions. But what I did is I went ahead and I looked through the passage, and I found some words that may be a little bit tricky for us, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at these words, and we're going to see if we can, using the skills that we've learned, so labeling our closed, open, VCE, and now our controlled R vowels. So we're going to label them and split them to make sure that we know how to say them as we're reading, okay? So I'm going to hand you this list of words. So this is just kind of words that I guess might be a little tricky for us. They might not be tricky for all of us. They might not be tricky for any of us, but I thought we should look at them beforehand so we can make sure we know how to say them, okay? So let's start with this first word. How would we go about coding this word? Can you help me? What's the first letter you see? D. And also what? Consonant. Consonant. Okay. What about the next one? Vowel. Good. Consonant. Vowel. my vowels, right? So we have E, we have E again, I, and then E again. So in this word, do we see any familiar to us split patterns?
Yeah, the rabbit.
Where do we see that? Right here, good. So we're gonna underline, and if it's rabbit, where do we split it?
In the middle.
Right in the middle. Good. So there are some other split patterns too. So we don't see any ostrich ones, but we're also gonna split here and here. Actually, no, we're not gonna split here because this is a suffix. Okay. Do you see any R-controlled vowels?
Yes.
Where do we see them?
Right here.
Good. So that ER, what sound does that make? And remember how we said ER, IR, and UR all make that same sound, right? So So how do we say this word? Beautiful. Determine. So since this is a suffix, we keep going with our pronunciation. So determined. Good. Now, if that ED wasn't there and it was just an E, what was this? That's a silent E. So how would we say this?
Determined.
Beautiful. All right. So I want you to see if you can decode the next few words. Okay. Okay. Oh, was it on purpose? So you're looking between the vowels and you don't see a split pattern, right? So let's circle the vowels and then we'll talk about that when we get to it, okay? Because remember, we have many more vowels we don't have. You have everything in here? Alright, so let's start reading some of these words. I know you haven't gotten to the last two. The last two actually don't follow our R controlled, but they do follow our prior skills. So let's see if we can read these words. So we have determined. What do you mean? Good. Alright, what about the next one? Recurrent. So if you remember yesterday, we had the word current. So we added a prefix, right? Alright, what about the next one?
Urgently.
Okay, so I heard you. So remember, this is R control. I heard you pronounce this as a traditional U, right? But remember, UR makes what sound? UR, IR, and ER all sound like So now try it with that sound. Beautiful. All right, next word. Good. You are correct. That is a silent E. All right, what about that last one then? Ooh, I'm hearing. Yes, so I heard it first. I heard some long I's. But if that first syllable is closed, is it long or short? Short. So it's not I, it's virtual. Good. All right, so let's look at those last two. They aren't our control, but let's see if we can, without coding and using our skills that we've learned the past couple weeks, let's see if we can pronounce these words. All right, let's try the first one. So let's see. Do we have? You see? What do you see?
So here is a consonant vowel consonant, and here is a consonant with a phonics. Here it says rain,
So remember, this is split here.
Oh,
Because what is this? What do you see here? The same thing we saw here, a prefix. So re, in, force. Oh, the silent E, so don't say that again. Say this. Re, force. Now say it quickly. You keep blending right here, girl. So say this again. Good. In. Now. Beautiful. Love it. All right. Now let's get the next one. Frustrate. Good. Beautiful. All right. So now let's read this passage. You ready? All right. So remember, we're focusing on a similar theme, and we're focused on differences in the passage. Okay. So I'm going to read the first one, and then we'll take turns reading the second one. You ready? All right. The model treehouse. Mia was a determined young person who wanted to build the best model tree house ever. Tiny wood pieces were so tricky, and they seemed to have an argument with the glue every time she worked. The little twigs meant to look like a forest kept falling off. The roof was the worst part. It kept collapsing, and this was a recurrent problem that made her want to quit. Mia knew she had to change her plan urgently if she wanted to succeed. She decided to slow down and work much more carefully. It was no good to just try to remember the instructions and rush. She spread all the tiny parts out in the bedroom carpet. She took the time to reinforce every single joint with extra glue, being sure to prepare before putting the pieces together. After hours of focused effort, she finally put the tiny skylight on the roof. It stood tall and stable. Mia was excited to see her time and effort pay off in the end. All right, so let's pause here and let's just chat. What was Mia trying to do here? We're trying to build a tree house. What was her challenge? What was she having trouble with?
She was having trouble with the roof.
The roof and making everything kind of stick together, right? What was the solution to her problem? She reinforced it, and what did it say she started to do differently? So she began to kind of work slower, right? She was preparing the things before she moved on to the next step. Good. All right, now we're going to read the second. This is called Leo's Coding Contest. So I want you to start for us. I want you to stop here. Right here. I want you to start here. And then I want that's why I can't find out with you. So I want you to stop at internet. I want you to start here. And I want you to, so you're going to start there, stop at this paragraph. I want you to read the last paragraph first. Okay. All right, go ahead. Leo's Coding Contest.
Leo wanted to win the big game coding online by doing a virtual root game. The idea was hard, and he had to determine how to show in the dark deep ocean on the thing. He spent the evening reading about the famous area and looking for ideas to the end. The hardest part of the task was making myself known until he knew me. even though he was just on the flat screen surface.
Leo felt confused, but his teacher suggested for him to get organized in order to be successful. He used lists and drawings to clearly organize the big job into many small steps. He stopped letting making frustrate him and saw each one as a little puzzle he could solve. When he finished the last line of code, his game worked perfectly. Leo won first place and was proud.
All right. So what in this text? What was he getting kind of frustrated with? What was the problem here?
Seemed like the game, like the character was making like real, like
Okay. And what was kind of his thing that made it easier for him, made it a little bit better for him?
To
he
get
used this
organized.
and trying to make it organized.
So he was making lists, getting organized, and that helped him continue. And was he able to complete his task?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So let's look at these two questions. So the first question, what is the theme shared by both stories? What is a theme?
The
If
thing
they
is,
both had different characters.
Oh, what is a theme? Just of any story. What does the theme mean? No. You're giving me examples of themes. What does the word theme mean?
Like what? Like
Not what he's just talking about.
what he's
The theme is the what in the story.
the problem with the melody.
Not the problem, not the this. Did these characters learn something in their text? Yes, so the theme is what the lesson learns. Okay, I want us to write that down. Above theme, we're going to write lesson learned. So it's good that we cleared that up, because had we not, we might have gone into these questions answering the wrong thing, right? So now let's think about what these characters learned. What did they both have in common in their processes?
They had difficulties, but but
They were both struggling, they both had difficulties.
and then they did it at the last.
So they were able to solve the problem. What helped them to be able to solve the problem?
to be organized
So organizing,
To like do it like not fast.
so
Take
slowing
your
down,
time.
taking time, taking steps. Okay, let's keep that in mind as we read these answer choices here. All right, choice A, it is best to avoid problems that seem difficult. Did they avoid their problems? I don't think they avoided them. They faced their problems, right?
Yes.
All right, B, getting advice from an expert is the most important step to success. Well, did Leo get advice from someone? Who did Leo get advice from? Let's go back to the text. From his teacher. But did Mia get it? No, she didn't. So that would be a difference, not a similarity. C, hard work can help a person succeed. So let's think. Did they both work hard?
Yes.
How did Mia work hard?
By like doing it like
Reinforcing. She was taking her time. So she worked hard. Did Leo work hard? Yeah, what did Leo do?
He
He got himself organized and sort of had a plan for his stuff, right? So can help a person succeed. So did they both succeed? So did Mia, was she able to make her model trio? Yes, so she succeeded, right? So what about Leo? Did he complete his game? Yes, he didn't just complete his game. What else did it say? He won
first place.
He won first place, so he really succeeded, right? So what do we think about C? Hard work can help a person succeed.
But
Sounds
let's
like
read the
it.
other one.
Let's read. We never know. You were right. D. Working together is better than working alone. They didn't talk about working together. They both worked by themselves, right? So what do you think the best answer is? C. I agree. All right. We're going to use the same strategy we used this morning in our mini lesson for our question about differences. Remember how we give 2 check marks if both sentences are right, And we only give an X mark if it's wrong. And remember, if we give one X mark, that means what? The whole answer choice is wrong, right? That really helped y'all this morning, I think, right? All right, so it says, what is the main difference in the type of challenge Mia and Leo faced? All right, let's look at A. Mia's problem involved coding a simulator. Is that true?
No.
So we're going to give an X there. Leo's involved building a treehouse. No. So 2 X's, so it can't be A. All right, let's look at B. Mia had to fix an actual model of something. Is that true?
Yeah.
She had to fix a model treehouse, so that part is true. So let's give that part a check. While Leo had to code a virtual reality game on the computer. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes. So we have 2 checks here, so it could be, but do we just mark it and move on?
No.
No, we have to read the rest of them. C. Leo had to use the internet for help when he was struggling.
No.
Did he look to the internet for help? Let's go back to the text. Let's
Yes,
look.
he did.
Oh, I see. Do you see where it
He
says
was on
internet?
the internet.
So it did, so we give him a check there. But Mia already knew the solution to her problem.
No.
No, she didn't already know because she was struggling, right? So 1X means the whole thing has to be wrong. All right, last one, D. Mia felt confusion about the instructions of her project.
Yeah.
Did she feel confusion about the instructions, or was she just kind of ignoring it? It was kind of ignoring it, so that one's not right. And Leo had an argument with his teacher about the best way to go about his work.
No.
Did he argue with his teacher?
No.
I don't think he argued. So both are wrong. So the best answer here is B. Good job. We did it.